Hey guys, today was not so bad, oddly. We had a new dictate that came down from on high from our leadership, which was how we've been doing things isn't working. Which, what they're talking about, I think, is bullshit. So, I got a little guy right here that wants to participate for a second. Basically, when you do a corrective action, you do these things called non-detection, where why didn't I see it? And then occurrence, which is why did it happen? Sometimes what we like to do is in our non-detection say, okay, the occurrence was caused because it's always been the tooling has been bad since the beginning. And we knew it and we didn't fix it. So then we go into our non-detection, which is why did upper management not notice that they were being told that this tool didn't work right? And so we try to, lay it out like in a big scheme of things. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And unfortunately, my leadership is like, oh, well, it has to be the part you put your hand on. It's like, so when I talk about a vision system not working, and it was because, and I know why couldn't we detect it? Well, there wasn't a computer monitor to be able to see what the camera was seeing, so people just fiddled with it until it would pass almost everything. So it's now useless, and nobody can see it, so nobody cares. And then basically they just are not using it. So you sit there and you're like, okay, the non-detection is that. Well, they're like, well, why didn't the operator catch it? And I sat there and I'm like, 80% effective. Your operator, maybe 85, somewhere between 80 and 85% effective. So the operator missed one part. So out of the tens of thousands of parts that we've made, they missed one. That's well within my 85%. And when people say shit like that, I'm like, you designed this system shittily. I like both of those. So that, you're not getting, the result you want, which is 100% good parts. You're getting 85% effectivity of being able to detect a bad part. And then you're whining about the one bad part. Stupid. I never claimed that everybody was smart. I wish they were. I wish the systemic non-detect was a little more, had more importance than the why didn't the operator catch one part out of tens of thousands. The more you get to know me, the more you realize that I don't think people should be responsible for stuff like that. And I have completely indoctrinated most of my leadership into believing that. But when they look at the standard that as a company we have, they're like, well, this says you can't do that. And I'm like, this is outdated and stupid. Forgive me. Don't forgive me. I don't give a shit. So, yeah. Today was pretty cool. There's a position just south of Lexington, Kentucky, that contacted me. And my current pay rate, they said, oh, no problem. I'm like, what? I love Lexington. If you've ever been to Lexington, Kentucky, it is so cool. It's just like this rolling hills with a city built on it. So it's really nice. Climate is great. I mean, the coldest, I was on a date there in February. And I was walking around with a short sleeve shirt on. Now, am I crazy? Yes. I'm used to Wisconsin. It could be negative 60 with wind chill, and I'd be like, well, I have a jacket for that. But I don't really like dress. I dress for my comfort, to look good, ish. I mean, I was dressed like I normally dress. But I'm not dressing with a parka when it's 60, because I think that's stupid. So it was probably 30s, mid-30s, and I'm like, whatever. I can get from point A to point B and warm up when I get there. That's the kind of person I am. Which, whatever. So Lexington, yes. It's with a company that I actually know. It's a Japanese company, so I'll be fine. And like I said, I could live in Lexington on the far southeast corner and commute, and it'd be half an hour to work. And that's half an hour how normal people drive. I drive like people from Detroit drive, which is pretty fast. So there's that. And then I have interviews lined up for the Forcia facility in Franklin, Ohio. Sorry, brain fart. It's in between Cincinnati and Dayton. It's like right there. So I'd have access to Cincinnati and Dayton. And then an hour away is Columbus, Ohio, which is a really cool town. And when I was sitting on one of my apps in Miamisburg, which is the next town up, I was getting just left and right guys going, "Holy crap, you're handsome." And I'm like, first off, thank you. And secondly, my personality is better than my looks. At least I think so. So, yeah. Yesterday I put in another 9.2 miles on the hiking, and I'm contemplating, I might go out for an hour, hike a little bit. It might do me some good, give me my headspace. So like I said, I've got jobs calling me, going over my resume and going, "Wow, you have 20 plus years of APQP, you have 20 plus years of PPAP, you have 20 plus years of," and just keep going, corrective action, automotive manufacturing, tell me how many years of plastics you have, and I'm like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 years. Assembly is 5, 8, 10. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. 11. I have like 2 years of supplier quality. I don't really like supplier quality. That really sucks. Telling people their how they put together stuff is bad because it is, because they don't know how to run their businesses, or trying to explain to them how to do a PFEMA correctly because most people don't know how. So much fun. And I am not the most patient person in the world. I'll help, but I'm not patient, as we can tell by my channel here. We're good. On the men front, not even looking. I'm having a lot of fun talking to people on Twitter and on Instagram. And my Snapchat is just basically guys sending me dick pics. So, thanks guys. Don't take this as, don't do that. Just take it as, you do whatever you want to do. I just have to watch when I open stuff. If it says Snap, I'm like, If it says chat, okay, I'll open it. Here's one for you. My ex, Ethan, is on Snapchat, and his stuff pops up. And yeah, he's gotten cuter. And he's working out, looking good. He's now, doing fun things. What's that? Like, I think he has an OnlyFans. And I'm sitting there like, I'm telling you, from my viewpoint, the guy I tried dating from Lexington, the second one, the one that I said no. I said no to both of them. He had he was starting up an OnlyFans, but his Twitter was basically an OnlyFans, except you didn't have to pay for it. And I sat there and I'm watching what he was doing, and I'm like, everybody is going to know this. And not know it in a bad way. Know it like as in the things that we do together, people can imagine based off of what you're doing in these OnlyFans. For me, that's a little invasive. And look at me. And I talk about invasive. But I'm not here showing you guys the junk. That's not what this is for. I'm showing you my insides, which I guess that could actually be worse. But here I am looking at cute little Ethan, and I'm like, soon you're not going to be my cute little Ethan. You know, he's going to grow up more. I mean, he's not going to grow more, but he's going to mature more. And I like watching that happen as your significant other, watching you come into your own. And I'm like, I was watching somebody and they were talking about age gap, and they said, half your age plus 7. And I'm like, okay, half my age plus 7. I'd be 34. And I'm like 18. Ethan's 18. Is nowhere near 34. So I guess I need to have some rethinks on what I'm looking for and how I'm doing it. And that's going to involve a lot of me deep diving into what it is I'm doing. We started off talking about jobs because moving has become a core value for me because I'm not finding what I'm looking for here. But if I go to Lexington, if I go to Franklin, or if I go out to Spanish Fork in Utah, it's all going to be the same. I'm going to be the same person. So I need to look at what I'm doing. Job-wise, I'm good. I will figure it out. Me and jobs are fabulous. I will tear up the universe for the first 6 months. So I get a good steady rhythm, and I get everybody understanding that I think they have a role in the world, and this is it. And this is what you're going to do for me, and this is what I'm going to do for you. But as far as, meeting guys, we'll have to see. I need to do something different. I think in the next city, if I go to the bars, it's no alcohol. Which is going to be really weird for me because I'm not really talkative. Right now I'm talkative, but I have to find this form of zen when I'm going out so I can walk up to people and talk to them. That'll be interesting. So, yeah. In other news, my friend Chris that I usually talk to at work, I don't know if he's avoiding me, but he's not making any attempt to talk to me. So I think I'm just going to cut him free. One of the team leads over in the West came up to me, or I went up to her and asked her how things were going, and we talked about the new team lead they have, who used to be a team lead that reported to us in the South, and he's amazing. And then she said, I just want to tell you how great you look. Because she remembers me before COVID and post-COVID, and then pre-divorce, post-COVID, and then, it goes from there. But yeah, it's great. It was great to be told, to be reminded that I've come a long way. Now I just have to work on this thing. But I'm mostly done with this. It's just, how do I interact with people? So, anybody have any good advice? I'd appreciate it. I love you guys. I love you, dude. Have a good one.